Hello, my friend. Imagine a frozen world where adventure awaits just beneath your feet. A place where the silence of winter is broken only by the thrill of a catch beneath the ice. What if I told you that hidden in the shimmering landscapes of North America, from the vast lakes of Canada to the icy stretches of the northern United States, lies a winter tradition that's not just exhilarating, but also a billion-dollar industry. Today, we're diving deep into the dramatic and fascinating world of ice fishing. Specifically, the art of fishing on frozen lakes and mastering the skill of net fishing during winter. Get ready to explore the untold stories, the surprising statistics, and the secrets that make ice fishing one of the most cherished winter pastimes across our continent. Let's begin with a journey back in time. Ice fishing isn't a new phenomenon. It's a tradition that's been passed down through generations, evolving from a survival skill into a beloved winter sport. In the early days, indigenous communities in North America relied on ice fishing not just for food, but as a way of life. They used ingenious methods, carving holes in thick ice and lowering simple lines or nets to catch their next meal. Fast forward to today, and ice fishing has transformed into a high-tech, high-stakes activity, attracting millions each year and fueling a thriving market. Just how big is ice fishing in North America? The numbers might surprise you. In 2024, the ice fishing gear market was valued at a staggering $450 million, with North America holding the largest share of this booming industry. That's right. Every winter, anglers from across the United States and Canada invest heavily in rods, reels, shelters, augers, and even state-of-the-art fish finders, all in pursuit of the perfect catch beneath the ice. And it's not just about the gear. Ice fishing tournaments, guided trips, and winter festivals collectively generate hundreds of millions more in local revenues, supporting rural economies from Minnesota to Manitoba. But what makes ice fishing so appealing to Americans and Canadians alike? Maybe it's the sense of adventure, the thrill of venturing out onto a frozen lake, braving the elements, and testing your skills against nature. Or perhaps it's the social aspect, gathering with family and friends in cozy ice shacks, swapping stories while waiting for that telltale tug on the line. For some, it's the promise of fresh, sustainable fish caught from local waters. For others, it's about pushing the limits and landing a trophy catch. Now, let's take a closer look at the different regions and how ice fishing culture varies across North America. In the northern United States, states like Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan are legendary for their vast networks of frozen lakes. Each winter, tens of thousands of anglers flock to places like Lake Mille Lacs and Lake Winnebago, transforming the icy expanse into a bustling community of ice shacks and snowmobiles. Here, the preferred technique is often rod and reel fishing, with anglers drilling small holes and patiently waiting for perch, walleye, or northern pike to bite. Cross the border to Canada, and you'll find an equally passionate community stretching from the prairie provinces of Manitoba and Saskatchewan to the remote wilds of Ontario and Quebec. Canadian ice fishers often use larger, more communal shelters, sometimes even heated cabins, turning the experience into a multi-day adventure. In the far north, indigenous communities still rely on traditional net fishing methods, stretching hand-woven nets beneath the ice to capture whitefish and lake trout in quantities that sustain entire villages through the harshest months. The story of ice fishing is also a story of innovation. While the heart of the activity remains the same, the tools have changed dramatically. In recent years, smart technology has made its way onto the ice. Modern fish finders use sonar to map the underwater world in real time, helping anglers pinpoint schools of fish with pinpoint accuracy. Tip-downs, ingenious devices that let you monitor multiple lines at once, have become especially popular, increasing your chances of a successful catch. Even traditional net fishing has seen advancements, with stronger, lighter materials making it easier to deploy and retrieve nets under thick ice. But with all these advancements comes a new set of challenges, especially when it comes to safety. The winter of 2023-2024 was a wake-up call for many. Unusually warm temperatures swept across much of the Midwest and Great Lakes regions, leading to thinner, less stable ice. The Midwestern Regional Climate Center reported that ice cover was below average in nearly every major fishing area, raising serious safety concerns. Experts now urge anglers to check ice thickness regularly, never venturing out unless the ice is at least 4 inches thick for foot traffic, and much more for vehicles or group activities. Local authorities, including the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, have even launched awareness campaigns, reminding everyone that no fish is worth risking your life. Despite these risks, the rewards of ice fishing are undeniable. Consider the nutritional value of the fish you catch. Species like perch, walleye, and whitefish are high in protein, omega-3 fatty acids, and essential vitamins, making them a healthy, sustainable choice for families across North America. In fact, the fish harvested from ice fishing contribute significantly to local food systems, especially in rural and northern communities, where fresh fish is a winter staple. Let's talk numbers. In Canada alone, recreational ice fishing generates over $150 million in direct spending each winter, with spin-off economic benefits rippling through small towns and Indigenous communities alike. In the United States, ice fishing tourism is a lifeline for many local businesses, supporting everything from bait shops and equipment rentals to hotels and restaurants. Export and import values tell another part of the story. While most ice fishing catch is consumed locally, there's a growing market for high-quality, sustainably caught fish, with select species exported to gourmet markets around the world. Now, let's explore the unique technique of net fishing under the ice, a skill that demands patience, strength, and a deep understanding of the environment. Unlike rod fishing, which targets individual fish, net fishing aims to harvest multiple fish at once. Here's how it works. First, fishers drill 2 holes in the ice, sometimes as far as 100 feet apart. Using a long pole or a weighted line, they thread the net beneath the ice from one hole to the other, creating a barrier that intercepts fish as they move beneath the frozen surface. It's a technique that requires teamwork and precision, but when done right, it can yield an impressive bounty. Net fishing is still practiced widely in the Canadian North, where it remains crucial for food security in remote communities. In places like Nunavut and northern Manitoba, entire families work together to set and haul nets, honoring a tradition that stretches back centuries. The catch is often shared among neighbors, smoked or frozen for later use, and even traded with other communities. For many, it's more than just a way to put food on the table. It's a cultural touchstone, connecting people to the land and to each other. But ice fishing isn't just about the catch, it's about the experience. Picture a crisp winter morning, the sun glinting off a vast sheet of ice. You set up your shelter, drill your holes, and settle in with a hot drink, waiting for the first sign of movement beneath the surface. Every bite is a mystery. Will it be a feisty perch, a cunning walleye, or a giant pike? The anticipation keeps you on edge, your senses tuned to the smallest vibration on the line. For families, ice fishing is a way to bond across generations. Grandparents teach grandchildren how to tie knots and read the ice. Parents share stories of legendary catches and near misses. It's a tradition that bridges the gap between old and new, blending ancient techniques with modern tools in a way that's uniquely North American. Of course, success on the ice isn't guaranteed. Some days you'll go home empty-handed. Other days you'll land a catch to remember. But every outing is a lesson in patience, resilience, and respect for nature. And with each trip, you become part of a community that spans borders, languages, and backgrounds. A community united by a love of winter, adventure, and the simple joy of fishing through the ice. As we look to the future, the prospects for ice fishing in North America are bright. The market is expected to keep growing, fueled by new technology, rising interest from young anglers, and a renewed appreciation for outdoor experiences. But as the climate changes, it's more important than ever to stay informed, adapt our techniques, and prioritize safety above all else. So, what have we learned on this journey? Ice fishing is more than a hobby. It's a vibrant industry, a source of nutrition, a driver of local economies, and a cherished tradition that brings communities together, even in the coldest months. Whether you're an experienced angler or just curious to try, there's a place for you on the ice. Before we part ways, I want to leave you with 3 questions to spark conversation in the comments below. What's your most memorable ice fishing experience? How do you think climate change will shape the future of ice fishing in your region? And if you've tried net fishing under the ice, what tips would you share with beginners? If you found value in this story, don't forget to subscribe to Agri360X for more captivating insights, and share this video with your friends and family who love a good adventure, or who might just be ready to try ice fishing for the first time. Stay warm, stay safe, and until next time, tight lines and happy fishing.